All right, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome, awesome.
Karen.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. This is Karen Chuck live streaming from Oakville, Ontario, Canada. Yes, I am back from my multi-purpose, multi-city Asia trip, 115 days in total. So I am still having a bit of jet lag, but it's to my advantage because right now it's supposed to be morning. So I have a special guest here today. She is Hanya. Hanya is an amazing, successful Canadian MRI technologist. Welcome to my 𝗵𝗍𝗄𝗧 Decide Global Live Chat series, Hanya.
Thank you so much, Karen, for inviting me tonight. I'm very, very grateful, and I'm so happy that we connected and we decided to, do this live together again.
Yes, absolutely. No, I know
Yes.
we had a group live chat maybe last year, and I know your story is going to encourage a lot of people. So that's why we decided to do a one-on-one today. You know, your
Yes.
story has so much value, so much insights, and so much takeaway. So that's why we want to spotlight you. So without further ado, let's introduce Hanya to our global audience so that everyone knows how amazing Hanya is. So let your
Yeah.
global let the global audience know professionally, personally, who are you?
Again, hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everyone, and thank you for watching us, whoever is watching, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I know that everything happened for a reason, and there is a reason that me and Karen are here tonight, and hopefully this interview, this live will help so many people, and that's my purpose here, and that's one of the reason I decided to do this online business, because I know I can see in myself that I can help so many people, and this is my goal, this is my purpose. So my name is Hanya. I came to Toronto, Canada about maybe 2004, almost like 20 something years ago. I'm originally from Iran. I'm Persian. And when I came here, of course, I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but then something happened and I decided to go to the diagnostic imaging in a hospital, and I decided to become an MRI technologist. So now I've been doing, I've been working in a hospital since like 2010, and I'm MRI technologist full-time, but I'm also a proud digital business owner, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity.
You know, it's amazing how you are always like evolving and growing professionally and personally. So really outside the fact that you enter healthcare, it shows that you're someone who cares. You're someone who has the patience, endurance, and wanting to support others who's in a challenging, and difficult situation. So outside of your role as an MRI technologist, what really matters most to you in this particular season of your life?
Right now, at this moment, at this season of life, is just building a life that is stable but also sustainable. Healthcare is very meaningful to me. I love it, but it's also demanding. It has like emotional pressure, physical stress, like everything. And then I started asking myself, is this really can I keep up with this energy about 10 in 10 years, or when I get older, and do I want to do this forever, or do I want extra income beside what I'm doing right now? Because I don't want to wait until I feel exhausted to make some changes. So I want to prepare early, and I want to build options before I actually need them. And I don't know, especially after COVID, everybody agrees with me, especially in healthcare, so many people they resigned, they quit their job after COVID happened, and they started doing something. I didn't do that. Still I like my job. I want to stay, but at the same time, I don't think I can do it for so long, because physically, mentally, it's sometimes it's very draining. So that's why I decided to do something something else, something on the side. But I wasn't sure what it was. For a few years, even before COVID, I was looking to do something. And when COVID happened, it just actually hit me hard. And I decided, okay, this is not enough. My salary, I have a good salary, but it's not enough with everything that's going on right now.
Mhm.
Especially when I'm thinking, I mean, some people, they think I'm too young and I don't have to worry about my pension, but I was actually looking at my pension and I don't think it's going to be enough in the next, like, I don't know, the 15 years, 20 years that I'm going to retire. And I don't want to work for another 20 years in a hospital setting. Like, I don't know, I can physically do it.
Well, you mentioned repeatedly the pressure on your physical, emotional, and mental. So on a scale of 0 to 10, what would you rate your physical, mental, emotional stress because of your job?
It's from 1 to 10, you said?
Or what, 0 to 10? 10 being extremely stressful.
Like I can say like 7 and 8. It depends. Some days it's easier, some days it's harder. It's right now, like most people, they rely on MRI because I don't know, that's the highest level of imaging. And I know some people, it starts from X-ray. When people come in emergency department, they want to do X-ray and then they go ultrasound, CT, and then the ultimate level is actually MRI. So no matter what people do, they always come to us, and it's like the demand, it's so high, and so many people they ask for MRI because X-ray and CT, there's lots of radiation involved, and so many people, they don't want it, especially for younger people. And that's why in the last few years the pressure has been mostly on MRI technologists. So
yeah. On a regular basis, how many patients you have to see on a daily basis?
So in MRI, because we actually mostly on an outpatient, like people from outside, that they book an appointment, the doctor send the requisition to us, and then based on priority, they schedule them, and sometimes they have to wait. I think for us, for our hospital, is about maximum 3 months wait, but it's set, it depends on the exam. We have 3 actual MRI rooms in our hospitals. So usually it's about every half an hour or 45 minutes, depends on how long each exam is. We have patient in the midst of our outpatient, we have to do emergency, add-ons that comes throughout the night or the day. And we also have a set amount of inpatient, the patients that actually in the hospital, so we have to scan them. Yes, so it's a lot. I can't tell you a number. Just imagine 3 rooms, and every half an hour, we can't have an empty scanner. We have to just keep scanning and scanning. Yes.
So you have an 8-hour, 7.5-hour shift, right?
It's actually 8 hours, but then 1 hour is break time. So
okay. So 7 hours.
So it's 7 hours and
it's
1 hour.
Non-stop, and
it's non-stop. Yes, non-stop.
Based on the volume that you share, and because of the demand, it's not like you could chit chat with the patient, because you have to keep the pipeline going, or you got to keep.
Yes. Actually, we have lots of communication with patient, because for us, MRI, it's mostly about the safety. What's important to MRI, because it's a big magnet, we have to make sure that people understand, because right now in Canada, there are so many people, they don't speak English. When they come to us, they have they can't understand. So we have to make sure they understand the risk. They have to know all the surgeries, everything they had in their lifetime, nothing metallic that, not that some people, they come with the surgeries, they have hip replacement. Those ones are okay, but there are some implants and stents in the body that they're not safe. Some of them is safer not in a stronger magnet. Some of them, they're safer in a little less. I don't know how much you know about MRI,
Yeah. But I know that not every MRI technologist function the same, because at times there could be those who are just focusing on getting the patients out, through the pipeline. But obviously there are those who would spend the time required to communicate with the patient, so that they understand the full process end to end, right? Like you said, language could be a barrier. Now, for you as the person conducting the MRI, it's there's some extent, if not mostly repetitive work, right? Because you got to go. It keeps how would you evaluate your role as an MRI technologist? Obviously, for every profession, there are things that we enjoy and there are things that we don't enjoy as much. Let's just talk about the things that you enjoy first, and then we can touch on things that you don't enjoy as much.
Well, the thing I enjoy is like because I know you said there's repetition in MRI, but MRI is something it's something that you can never usually get bored. There's nothing, because there's always something new. There's always a challenge. Yet, some people, they come with a different like situation that we have to scan them, and and we don't have a set protocol for every area, body part. I don't know how to explain it. For example, if somebody comes to rule out a tumor in one part of the body is different, it's always challenging. You always have to challenge yourself to get a good picture, because you might miss something, and it's not something you just set the patient on the table and scan and boom. No, it's not like that. You have to plan it while you're doing it, and that's a lots of pressure mentally, because it's not something that said, oh, I do this all the time. No, every case is different. There are some cases that they're similar, but there are some cases that especially when we inject them with the coloring, it's it's very some of them, they're very challenging, especially for patient on the table moving, because they're long tests, half an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, and the patient, they have to lie on the table flat without moving. Mm-hmm. Because the scan is very sensitive to motion. So that's why that's a challenge. One of the challenges is that most patients, they cannot lie still for that amount of time. Yes. So that makes us the job a little bit difficult for us, but at the same time, for people who are claustrophobic, again, it's challenging for them and for us. But also sometimes it's I don't know, when I work, I always try to smile, make the people lift up, at least, because when they come to us, they have lots of their pressure. Oh my God, they're scared of MRI. First of all, 88%, 90% of people, they don't know, and they are claustrophobic, and they're scared, and some of them, they're scared from the result, what they have, what they don't have, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the thing that we can actually help them to calm them down, to reassure them that they're safe, we're there, we gave them an emergency bell in case they need, we are there for them. That's kind of rewarding in the case that you're helping them. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's stressful, because you get their stress, because they're stressed, during this scan, they're stressed. Sometimes they said, oh, it was it was so bad, it was horrible, it was so loud, because it's very loud. Mm-hmm. So these are we get all those stress from other people too. So
you have to be very how should I put it? You have to shield yourself in a sense that you don't get impacted by the external.
Yeah, it's so hard though to shield yourself from them.
Yeah, because we're all humans, and we receive emotions from other people that makes or breaks, right? So it's a very challenging and delicate space, because it's not easy. There's no such formula to say, okay, this is what we need to do to block. But subtly, these vibration and energy and emotions just suck into you, right?
At the beginning of day, sometimes I said, okay, today I'm going to be more patient. But then when I start the day, something happened. I said, well, what happened to the patients?
Yeah. Or maybe when a not so happy patient kind of threw off your day, right?
Yeah.
And just out of curiosity, how many years did you have to invest to become a Canadian MRI technologist?
To become MRI, actually almost 6 years. Because before, at that time, you have to become an X-ray technologist. Okay. And then I had to study more to become CT, CAT scan technologist, and then become some interventional radiologist. Not radiologist, technologist. And then after that, to become an MRI technologist, there's at least 2 more years of that.
Wow.
So almost took me 6 years. Yeah.
6 years is a lot of time to invest. And if you had to recall, in terms of financial investment for you to become a Canadian MRI technologist, how much roughly would you say your investment was?
Oh, it was a lot because I remember when I started, was in 2006, I started studying. And at that time, like, because I didn't have the money, I had to apply for OSAP. And I remember I had to pay OSAP back till, like, I don't know, maybe a few years ago. I just finished like paying back OSAP, like, and I know at that time, for just the 4 years, I owe them like, I don't know, $30,000 something, or $40,000. Yeah, at that time, that was like long time ago. Right now, I think it's probably more expensive. And then for MRI, then another, like, I don't know, it was expensive too, like, but it wasn't as expensive as the other one. Yeah.
Probably like 50 grand.
Yeah,
and
50 grand. Yeah.
minimum, right? So then
Yes.
we're talking about 50 times 6 years, roughly. So 300K roughly. Plus, you have to look into the academic books and other stuffs, right? Programs, investments, and all of that.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a huge amount of financial investment and
Investment, yes.
time in order to become MRI technologist. And obviously, the expected return on your time and financial investment is high. Otherwise, you may or may not be pursuing this profession, right? And
Yes.
as you said earlier on, this is a very stable job, is relatively high pay and secure. Then
Yes.
what exactly, I know you mentioned about the fact that you start exploring even before COVID. So what prompted you to start exploring something else on top of what you currently have?
Well, one of the reason it was like COVID. After COVID, everything like changed. Like, the amount of prices, like everything, grocery, rents, everything went high. And because I also live with my friends, that she's like my sister now. And one of the other reason is just because she got a victim of fraud, actually. So, and she lost all her investment. So I had to, like, I had to, like, step in and, like, help her. So that was also a fact. But even if she wasn't there with me, if I had to do like alone, like, because I'm a single person, I don't think I would. It's going to be so hard because right now I'm relying so much on like line of credit and credit cards, and I was like, for how long I can go like this? And I was calculating my pension, as I said earlier, and my pension, I don't think it's not going to be enough because I don't even own a place.
Out of curiosity, what's the projected monthly pension payout based on today's economy? What was the estimate that they provide you? Was it like
Well,
2,000 or 3,000?
Well, it depends. It depends because when I started here, I was already like, it's only like since 2011 that I'm contributing to pension, like the HOOP, like our hospital pension plan. So you have to work at least 30, 35 years to get like kind of the maximum, and the maximum it's like maybe like 4,000, 5,000, like 4,000 a month. And just
Only
imagine in the
maximum 4,000?
for the pension. So it's not enough. I'm telling you, people think that
with the unpredictable economy, the cost of living rising, like 4,000.
that's what they say now. Like if I retire at 65 years old, which is like almost 20 years, then it's going to be that. Like how is it possible?
Was that estimated based on pre-tax or after tax? Because there still needs to be taxes out of that, right? The pension pay needs to be taxed.
I think
even at a lower bracket.
I think it's like, yeah,
I think it's pre-tax. I think it's pre-tax.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know. Like, that's the pension part is actually the part that is really like, and also the other stuff, because with my income and the amount of rent and all the expenses you do for the grocery, like you can't even go on vacation unless you use your credit card and you owe your credit card. You know what I mean? So it's not enough.
To put things into perspective, you have the right to answer or not answer the following question, just to give the audience some idea, right? So as of today, Canadian MRI technologists, the salary range is what? Like what are we looking at? You can give me a range so that people would know what are we talking about, right?
Well, are you talking about like a
The hospital,
hourly?
no, hospital annual salary range from like a low end to the high end. What are we talking about? Are we talking about like six figure? Where are we at?
No, I mean like before taxes, maybe it's like $110,000, but after the taxes and all the other deduction,
Yeah,
maybe it's around 60,000. Like to be honest with you, I'm telling you, like just imagine uh, like 5,000 a month.
yep, yep.
So what
That's
is
about,
5,000 a month? Yeah, around
and
that.
5,000 is this is after tax, right?
That's
Or
after deduction and
and
everything.
all that. Yeah,
Yes.
just to give
Yeah.
our global audience that the context, because without this context, people might not know. Like then why, right? So I appreciate you sharing transparently. And I know in the States they publish salary range openly, it's just to give people the fairness and all of that visibility.
Yeah.
So with this, you know, in the minds of a lot of people, this is a pretty good salary and stable, comfortable. Yet you realize that you have to explore elsewhere to look at secondary stream of income. What have you explored before you land on this global digital business?
The only thing I explored, it was like I really dig into it. It was Amazon. Like, me and my friend, we were thinking about like doing Amazon, but it was lots of work, man. Like we have to find the products, we have to find where we should we order product, what the product we have to do, where should we keep it, like all those expenses. And I didn't know. I was like, you know what? In the middle of it, we said this is too much for us, and we decided not to go. Like we studied it for like 2 months, and then we said no, there's no way I can do it. Like it was too much stress on top of what I was doing at work, and I said no, I can't do this.
There are too many
And there
moving
was
pieces.
lots of investment also,
How
lots
much?
of
How much was the investment? Just
well,
for
at that time, that was like 5, 6 years ago. It was at least $30,000 or something like
just
that,
to start up, or
just to start up. Yes,
okay? And this would have excluded inventory, right?
yes, yes. Excluded that.
Because I think a lot of people share that when they want to hop onto the Amazon platform, they got to learn and they have to pay to learn.
Yes, we had to also pay for the courses to learn, like, and the courses, like it was like expensive. Like it was very expensive.
How much
Yeah.
are we talking about?
I don't know. It was just for like a little course. Maybe I don't remember. I'm not sure, but maybe around 5,000. I'm not sure. Like it was expensive. Yeah.
And these are not one and done kind of thing. You just have to keep paying and keep learning and keep paying.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And
Yes.
how many other business have you explored before you land on this one? So Amazon was one. Was there any other?
I didn't really get onto other business. Like I was trying to go like learn something like some like holistic like therapy or those stuff like but it didn't work because I wasn't sure. I said like even if I go do that, like how many people are willing to come to me, and like and how much I'm gonna invest the money, and are they people really gonna pay me to do that? You know what I mean? It was
Well,
like
I think the more realistic and practical question is how much time do you have to be split, right, between your primary job and your secondary job and all of that. So at the end,
yes.
what happened? What led you to explore further on the global digital business opportunity?
Well, this opportunity actually it was offered to us. I think it was 2020, 21 or two. I think it was 21 or two. And then at that time, I wasn't open at all to any like they told us about this, and then I said no, I don't want it. And then I told one of my friend, and she said, "Oh, it's a scam," and I without even investigating, without even going further and see if it's really it is a scam or not, we just said no. And it's funny then after like everything that our situation got worse and worse. And my friend actually called the same person, said, what about that offer, that you told us a few years ago? Can we can we see the details? And then she explained to us, we watched the free webinar, and then the next step, and then we decided to we just studied it, and I saw the community, the people, how they make, how they earn income. And to me, it sounded legit, and it was real, and it just connected with me, and we said yes, both to me, my friend and I. But I'm the most, she's not very involved, but I'm doing the most part of it. Yeah.
So what changed was the situation that you were in?
Yes, because our situation was worse, because at that time we were still not bad. But then, and at that time I wasn't thinking about my pension, to be honest with you. I didn't even thinking long term. I was like, oh, I'm okay now. I can survive. But at some point I don't know, it's just something changed. And I said, no, I want more than just survival. I want more.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
How many years before you land on this global digital business? How many more years were you planning to work before you retire?
Oh my God, yes. That's why I was looking at the pension. I was calculating and say, okay, I don't think I can do it till 65. So what if I retire at 55? How much my pension is going to be? And it was like 2,000 something. Can you believe
Probably
it?
1,500.
Because I started later. I started later at, if I started when I was 20, maybe my pension was more. But because I started later as an immigrant, I came, and it's different for us. Maybe for somebody who started 20 years old is a little bit they can retire earlier than 65. But for me, it wasn't an option. My pension is not. It's not enough. Yeah.
You mentioned that you immigrated here. For a lot of immigrants, I'm also an immigrant. I came here when I was grade 9. A lot of things were new. We have to change, adapt, and just kind of learn everything from scratch. So back home, were you in healthcare as well?
No, not at all. No.
Tell us a little bit about that chapter of your life.
Well, back home, I was as a little kid, so I came here when I was 28 years old. So back home, I studied got a Bachelor of Art and Science in English, to my language, Farsi translation, and then I studied some courses in aviation, and I went as a travel agent. So I was a travel agent, and when I came here, I become. First, because I didn't know what to do, I became a travel agent again here. I started as a travel agent. And after 1 year, I was like, no, I can't continue because the salary was not good. And I said, I cannot continue. And one day, one of my friends, she said, why don't you go to the, to the imaging, as an X-ray technologist? It's very secure job. It's a good salary. And I just jumped in without even thinking about it. I just had to go through some courses, again, go back to school again to get my high school score, because they wouldn't accept my score from the back home. So I was working, I remember I was working from, for example, 8 to 4, and then I'm going to private school from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. and I was studying from 9 p.m. to 12. And I don't know how, because right now I cannot do that anymore. But at that time I was younger, and I only had 3 or 4 hours of sleep at night because I was studying, and then again waking up.
That takes grit, and grit could only happen, 1, if you have a strong vision and desire. 2, you have that determination to make things happen. So kudos to you. How many years did that last? Was it 6 years of 4 hours of sleep on average?
No. It was just because I had to do those courses and classes before I get to apply for the college. So maybe about a year, a year or a year and a half, I had to do that. But oh my God, I don't know how I did it, to be honest with you, because right now I need lots of sleep.
Well, different season, different practice, right?
Yes.
It's good to know how your life changed and evolves, right? And I love when we are not just taking reality as is, We're looking for solutions. We're looking for better ways of addressing things that we would like to see happen, right? So you didn't just stay stuck. You didn't just sit there and wait for things to happen, but you actually
No, yes.
grab the opportunity and run with it. You know, be it you switch industry from travel to healthcare, right? And from having to catch up with your high school diploma and all that, and do whatever it takes, night school and not sleeping well, and you achieve what you wanted to achieve. Now, talking about the global digital business, I'm sure this is something that's new to you, yet you decided to dive in and pursue this global digital business. Tell us, the global audience, like what caught your mind about this global digital business that let you become a business partner?
Well, when I paid the 149 non-refundable fee for 1 month, and when I watched the 2 hours courses, and I watched the people in the community on the Facebook, and I saw them, and I was like, my jaw was dropped, and I was like, okay, I trust this. It can be true that all these people, they're like, they're not telling the truth. And when I saw the 2 hours, videos and people talking how the system works, and I said, that's it. The same night I decided, and I said, yes, this is for me, and I'm going to go for it, because it's doable. Even like if it needs investment, the investment is not, it's totally doable, and you can do it. There's also like a financing option and stuff like that for people, but right now with the credit card, like you can pay, and then it's totally doable. And
it's a lot more affordable compared to your tuition.
Yes, tuition, and I couldn't afford it. I had to ask for OSAP. It's the same thing again. It was like financing, and then you have to pay with the interest, interest rate and everything, pay them back.
Yeah.
But
the good thing is that the return on investment
for the return on is
it's non-comparable. Like for a professional career, the ROI is fixed. Like you said, it's fixed on a salary range, right? But for a global digital business, the return on investment is scalable in a very lucrative way. There's no cap to it.
Oh, because it took me 10 years to pay the OSAP back to them.
Yes. Now, this global digital business is a brand new concept. It's different from your healthcare profession. So when you first started, what surprised you in a positive way?
In a positive way, yes, because I'm not a tech savvy. I'm an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. I'm an introvert. Yeah, and I before that, I wasn't even active on social media. I had only one picture in Instagram, one picture in Facebook. No post, nothing, no tech savvy. And then after that, it made me learn, learn and grow. It is not only technically growth, but also mentally and emotionally, because right now I'm a different person. A year ago, I wouldn't be here, talk live, or even go in front of camera and talk to people and tell about my story, and no, nothing like that, or having the camera in front of me and talking about this business. I never thought that I could do that. It's the amount of confidence, that I get from this. And also the challenges, the good challenges that I see, my weaknesses that I didn't know I have, when I, as an MRI technologist, I didn't know I had to deal with all these things inside of me, all the fears that comes out, and I have to face them and trust myself and believe myself, because before I didn't really have to do that, but now it makes me a stronger person. It makes me have more faith in myself, in God, in universe, whatever that other people believe in. It's helping me a lot to grow, emotionally, like I can't even recognize myself from like a time that I started. I'm pretty sure in 1 year I won't recognize this self that I'm talking to you right now.
You know what? It's a better
Yeah.
version of yourself that you're experiencing, right? A better version. Now,
Yes.
you mentioned that you have a very busy schedule as an MRI technologist. So how can you incorporate this global digital business into your overall life plan?
Well, yeah, this like digital business, the one of the reason that actually I picked this digital business is the flexibility, because there is no pressure on you. You can do it on your own time. There's nobody on top of your head, like say, oh, you have to do this, you have to set this goal in certain amount of time. If you don't do this, then you're gonna lose everything, all your investment. Nothing like that. Nothing. It's all on your pace. It's just it's mostly on you. It depends on what you believe. Like the mindset in this business is very important. That's what I realized, because I think the first 6-9 months of this business, I was working on my mindset, because I never raised up as a person to say like, okay, I'm a strong person, I can do this, I'm confident, capable, this business made me to believe in myself that I can do it. I'm capable, I'm strong, and I can do whatever I set my mind to. So
And that's what we call the traits of entrepreneur. Entrepreneur have no boss. Entrepreneur have to follow their own schedule, their own pace, and they have to believe and execute, do what it takes to make things happen. The only difference with this global digital business is that it's everything structured for us already. It's not like we're starting from scratch. If we start a new business, we have to really do our own thing, our own market research, and a lot of things on your own. But here we have a global community. We have a structured, proven system. It's kind of like a franchise business in a box where we can bring with us and keep up with the operations wherever we go. And the good news is the automated system, right? The automated system keeps running 24/7, whether we're sleeping or not, or around the globe. So that's what caught my interest as well. So so far, how are you liking it?
Well, so far, again, I told you, so far is good. It's just at the beginning, I was a little bit shocked because I didn't know, I had to be like active like this, because I was introvert, and I didn't expect I had for example, be involved in social media, as I told you, because if somebody who is already on social media and active, for them is so much easier, but for a person like me that has no experience in social media and an introvert, shy, don't want to post, not even a picture, then it was a little bit difficult. But as you go, as you learn, because they teach you everything, it's become easier, better. I'm not saying I'm 100% confident to go and do a live, but it's so much improvement, and I know I'm gonna get better and better at it. It's just
that's
like
the goal.
practice.
That's the goal. That's the goal, to be a better version of ourselves every single day,
Yeah.
right? And now that the internet, the digital space, is so boom, this is where the open market space is. So for anyone who's not tapping into the global digital space, you're losing out. And that's why this global digital business is attracting so many people from every industry, every profession, every ethnic background. Like no matter where you go, if you show the global digital business model and conversation model to someone, they'll be like, wow, this is amazing. Please tell us more. And I wanted to share that because this is an ingenious business model that is not the same as the traditional way of thinking. For someone new who wanted to learn more, it takes more than just one round of conversation. And the beauty of this business is that we are not here to sell the idea. We're not here to be salespeople. We have automated systems that will educate, inform people so that they can make their own decision. And that's why, for people who want to learn more about this, you got to do a due diligence. You got to do homework. You got to watch the videos, and you got to understand what we're talking about. because again, when you're learning something new, just like the alphabets, you have to spend time understanding, what does an A look like? And then you'll be able to put together some words, and later on you can put together some sentences, and then later on essays, right? So you have to give yourself time to understand how the patent business model and compensation model work first. And if that resonates with you, the rest is really easy, because the rest is video based, and you get taught how to do things step by step, and you have a global community that supports you. Just like, me and Hanya, we're from different part of Canada, and we're helping one another to spread the good news and then help others who are looking for similar opportunities. And I know, Hanya, you already received your big high ticket commission check from this global digital business. It's a great rewarding feeling, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It is very good.
Because for us Canadians, we actually receive our commission checks from the mail. For our fellow global digital business in other parts of the world, they get deposits through the mobile phone. So it's all good. Like whether you like physical checks or global deposits, they're all money. Right.
Oh, I didn't know. So some people, they get the deposit on their cell phone. Oh, okay.
Direct deposit. And for people who are looking for like a side income, this is a very good, legitimate and reasonable business opportunity, because you get your T4A if you're Canadians, and you get your 1099 if you're US, and if you're from other parts of the world, you also get your tax document from this business, so that you can legally put together your expenses for your accountants to do the calculations. And you might be surprised, you'll be getting your eligible refunds as a bonus. So some professionals look for business as well as opportunity to write off legitimate expenses. So this would be one of them. Now, for people who are, well, let's say, let me see. For people who's looking for opportunity like this, what would you recommend them to do? What should they do first?
Well, for this, for first, the first step is like actually watch a free webinar. It's just a free webinar. It just doesn't talk about like the details of the business. It's just the introductory. But to actually deep dive into how our business works, you have to, that's what I did, everybody, you and me, everybody who comes to business, you have to pay the $149 is US dollar, because we are a global community. Because some people, they ask me why we have to pay US dollar, and some people, they say like, why we have to pay to get this information from a business. Like, any business model that is legit and it's real, they're not going to just lay out their their plan like for free to people who are not even serious. Because this business is want to make sure that people who come to this business, who wants to see their plan, the compensation plan, how the commission, everything works, they want people to actually serious. If you're not serious enough to pay the $149, $149 is not like you go for a family for a dinner. It's not even that. But people think because they have to pay, so this business is not real. But I didn't think it that way. I thought, okay, this is a legit business. It's real. We have to. It's a registration fee. Anything, anywhere you want to go, you want to go to university, you have to pay a registration fee. This is the same thing. And the good thing is that if you decide to go ahead, this $149, it's cover everything. It's cover your making your website funnel. You get a private mentor and coach. You get all the training for the rest of your life without even paying another cent. And you get daily classes, daily coach. Everything is there for you. And if you decided you don't want to continue, you have 1 month, it will just, you email and they refund it back to you. As simple as that. It's totally legit.
It's a no risk investment, and US $149 can be easily spent on grocery, on dinner, on whatever else, right? It's easily spent. But for people who are serious enough to look for a new opportunity that could create secondary income, then this is a good investment. And I really think that the $149 is a VIP pass. right? VIP pass, like, lets you see behind the scenes, how everything
Yeah.
works, and then how the global community of 270,000 across the globe is thriving, and what exactly is this about, and is it something that you would like to pursue. And after the 149 VIP pass, if you decide that this is something that you want to pursue, then you get the chance to have a strategy call with your coach, and the coach will determine with you what business startup plan you would like to kick off with. And that's as simple as that. So Hanya, if you had to look back, what would you tell the version of yourself before you said yes? If you have to look back, before you said yes, what would be your advice to your the older version of yourself?
I would say don't overthink it, and take your time. You don't have to rush into anything. You have time, you have the resources, you can look into it. Check for yourself, check to see if it's for you or not. Like, you're not going to risk anything, you're not going to lose anything, because it is refundable. Sometimes when you go and check something, they don't even return the money back to you. This is totally refundable. And it's just, when you pay, you got a receipt, like everywhere you go. And if you don't want it, they refundable. 1 month, they give it back to you. So just take your time, do your research, do your, some people it takes longer. For me, it didn't take that long, because to me, it sounded legit. Because when you pay the 149, you actually get access to our community, Facebook community, more than 280,000 people. You can see their stories. You can see how, they earn the money. You can see it's real. It's not something it's like, some people, they said, oh, it's not real, it's a scam or it's pyramid. No, none of it. Because I work here as an MRI technologist, I would not involve myself in something that is not legal and it's not legit.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why we have lawyers, we have doctors, accountants, engineers, like all walks of life in this global digital business community. And I love how a lot of times when the trailblazers, I call our community of trailblazers, because we're the one who's got the vision, who've taken the steps to dissect, to understand, and execute, then we realize, oh my goodness, this is really working. And for people who realize after the fact, they're like, well, how come you didn't tell us earlier? Well, we did. We did share, but I think the timing was not right for those who were not looking, maybe. And then what I see is that the world is constantly changing. And if we only rely on one source of income, that's a risky land or sand or ground that we're standing on, right? And we know that there's economical implications across all industries. So there's downsizing, there's salary cuts, there's salary freeze. In hospitals, they're often cut in terms of funding. Right? Funding is either frozen or there's cut. So you cannot control these macro variables. So how are you going to prepare for whatever that might come? Or even, COVID was unexpected, right? So people got hit, industry, business, everybody got affected, and we're still paying for the loss and the damages and all that. So we have to be open-minded in exploring what is it out there that we can do without trading so much more time in return for money, right? And you mentioned earlier, in Canada, we pay taxes. So we trade time for money, but then after tax, when you did the math, like I often joke about it, when you do the math, sometimes we're actually lower than minimum wage per hour, because there's just so much to be done. And then you end up doing like overtime that's not payable, and that calculates to be lower than minimum wage. So then are we really getting what we're worth it? Are we being valued the way that we should, like given all the time, effort, investment?
No, it's right. Yeah, it's not. Like every time they ask me, you want to do overtime? I said no, because I really respect my time, my body, and my mind mentally. Like, how can I take care of people if I'm already tired working 8 hours and do overtime just for the little bit of extra money that they're offering? And I'm saying, I'm sorry, I cannot do it. It's not doable for me. I know some people, they do it, but
especially the younger generation.
The younger generation, they do.
We were once there. And even when I was working overtime in hospital setting, there's so many seasons in my life. So one season was in hospital. Then I just donate my hours. I don't claim for overtime, because in my mind, I'm like, hospitals are funded by governments are funded by taxpayers. So that's me. So let's not do it. I'll just donate my hours. So, but then again, like how many young years do we have to be so, carefree, right? And I think ultimately we have to have a plan B for ourselves and our family, so that we're not relying on just a single organization, a single stream of income, or a single profession, right? So,
and you're not like limited to one place. For example, right now I have to be in Toronto. I can't move anywhere else. What if I want to go live somewhere else in a smaller city, when I'm a little bit like, like I don't like to be in a crowded place? What if I want to go somewhere? With this business, I have that, like, it's so good. Like,
yeah,
amazing.
And I couldn't agree more, because I experienced that just over the last 115 days. I was traveling between Japan, Hong Kong, and China, like, and then spending time with family, also having global business conversations, and then still keeping up with my global digital business, and still receiving my high ticket commission. So it's the best feeling of all. When I was working for a hospital, for a startup, or a corporate, like you said, I was tied down to a physical location, and I only had like annual leaves to go travel or to spend times with my family. But my family is back home in Hong Kong, so I usually accumulate my annual leaves just for them. But then once you spend the entire annual leave there, you have to wait for yet another round of here. And when we're young, you're like, okay, we have all the time in the world. But as you reach a certain age, and it's no longer the case, and you realize that, oh my goodness, especially when I return to Hong Kong, I see my parents are aging even faster, and I realize, you know what, I don't want to have any regrets. I want to be able to spend time with them whenever I want, however way I want, and right? So it is so important to have that mobility, and not to be tied down to just one. Yeah. So, and I know you said you were in the travel agency industry, and you must love traveling as well, right? So
I love traveling. Yeah, but for the last like few years, like I couldn't, because it was just so busy. So, but with this business running, I'm gonna do lots of traveling for sure.
And that's the essence of it, right? We want to have options. When you have options and choices, then you're in charge. You're not being tied down by anyone else. Yeah. So I know this has been a 54 minutes conversation, and I know
it passed by so fast. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, and I know our global audience appreciate.
I'm still having fun. I can go for another hour.
I know, because this is something that we enjoy so much. We found something, and we love sharing with other people. And for people who's looking, then this will be a golden nugget for them, right? And to wrap up, Hanya, it's been a pleasure hearing your story, your insights. I know it will encourage a lot of people. If you had to summarize in one sentence, like what made you, a Canadian MRI technologist, say yes, what would you say the answer to be?
Well, if I can leave you with one thought, it's just this: you don't have to wait until you're tired or burnt out or financially stressed so to start building something else. You can love your profession like me and still prepare for more. You can respect your career and still expand beyond it. So for me, saying yes was not about quitting. It was about growing. It was about giving myself options, confidence and long-term security. So, and if you're quietly thinking about your future, maybe this is your sign to at least explore responsibly, carefully, but don't ignore that inner voice that's talking to you. It's never too late.
Yes. There has been enough scientific studies and evidence about trusting our guts, which scientifically is termed as intuition. There is science behind that. So if your gut tells you that, this is worth looking into, then you should listen to that small, still voice. Now, For those of you who've been following Hania to this global live chat, feel free to go to her website, which is noted under her name. Go to her website, find out more about what this global digital business is about. And if you've been following me and joining this global live chat through my page, then feel free to go to my website underneath my name. Now, if you wanted to chat with either Hania or myself, feel free to DM us directly. You can find us from Facebook, Instagram, and then be able to just get your questions answered. And ideally, it would be more beneficial for you to watch all the introductory information yourself and really dissect it yourself, because for us to tell you how wonderful this opportunity is not doing it justice, because you got to experience it yourself. You got to do your due diligence, and you will know by your gut feeling whether or not this is something that fits your needs and your future needs. So on behalf of Hania, myself, thank you everybody for watching live.
Thank you everybody.
For those of you who are watching replay, and remember, you only get to live once, so make it count. Okay. All right. Take care,
Thank you,
everybody.
guys.
Okay, bye now.